Hi guys, welcome to another video. My name is Chioma. In this video, we'll be making this circle dress with feather details. If this is something you like, keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. These are the materials we're going to be needing. I have about 3 yards of fabric and 2 yards of this feather material. So I've decided to show you how this will be folded on paper before going in with my fabric. You take one end of the fabric, like you are trying to fold it in a half triangle. This is what it should look like. This is the back. You are going to take another end, the other end of the fabric, and further folding it, leaving an inch or two for your zip allowance. So just like you see me do like this is what you are going to have. This is what it looks like. Now going in with the fabric, you're going to do the exact same thing I did with the paper. You take one end of the fabric like a half triangle, place it on the other end. This is what it's going to look like when you're done with it. So you're just going to smoothen it out. Make sure there are no rough edges. Make sure it is really smooth on the inside. And to do this, I just like to go in with my iron and just iron it out a little bit to have that smooth and very laid finish. So before my second folding, I like to go in with my zip allowance just so I will know the exact level to fold the fabric to. I've gone ahead to mark it and you can see me folding it the second time. So this is what you're supposed to have when you are done. You go ahead and smoothen it. Make sure it is really well laid and flat on the inside so you will not have any rough patches or rough bumps. When you raise the fabric, see that they're not all of the same length. That's okay. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. I'm just labeling the zip allowance and iron. The next thing you're going to do is to take your shoulder measurement divided by 2. You mark it. You also go down to your bust point and also mark the point where it is at. I'm also just labeling bust point. Next thing you're going to do is to take your neck measurement. You're going to start from the point that is the front side, not the allowance. You can see the point that it is written zip allowance. So I'm taking 3 inches for the width and 4 inches for the depth. Next thing you're going to do is to take your shoulder slope. And to take your shoulder slope, you just go down by 1 inch and then you're going to connect the line to the neck point. Next thing is to get your armhole measurement, which is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. So you're going to rule. The next thing you're going to do is to take the midpoint of your armhole measurement, just like you see me doing. Then go in by half an inch. Then on the armhole line, you want to take your bust circumference divided by 4. You can add your allowance. I added 1 inch for ease and another for sewing allowance. After doing that, you're going to try to join the 3 points together to get your arm curve. Just like you see me doing like this. This is me trying to get my arm curve. After getting your arm curve, you're just going to connect the line to the dress, just like you see me doing like this. Just to open it up a little bit, you're just going to take it down to the end of the dress. After taking the line to the end, you're just going to label armhole, neck, and then the shoulder. The next thing you're going to do is to take the full length of this dress. So since this is a circle dress, you're going to go from the top, from the shoulder line to the full length. I want this dress to be a little bit short, so I'm using 36 as my length because I want the length to be 35. So you're just going to go up from the top to the bottom. Make sure you're measuring 36 on all round of this dress, just like you see me doing like this. I'm connecting all the points together, and if you look at it, you see that some points don't match. That's okay. You're just going to join the fabric to those ends. Before I cut, I'll go ahead and mark the back neckline because I didn't mark the back neck. It's going to be 2 inches and you're just going to connect it to the front line. So this is the back and the front, and this is what we have. The next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and trace the lines of this, just cutting it off, just like you see me doing like this. Please be careful and make sure you're cutting it accordingly. That's the back. Now I'm taking out the front neckline, and then I'm just going to go down on the sides of this dress, and then I'm going to cut off everything. This is me going down on the length. After tracing, this is what we have for the front and the back. That's the front, this is the back of the dress. If you go to the end of this dress, you see that the length don't match on one side. So what you are going to do is to place a fabric, and you're going to sew it, trace it, and cut it over, so they are going to be exactly the same length. You're going to go ahead and do the same for the back of this dress, because as you can see, it also doesn't match. I've gone ahead to sew in fabrics and to trace and cut. As you can see, this is what it looks like. They're now all complete on both sides, the front and the back. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut facing for the neck and the back pieces. So this is me just trying to measure out the facing for the front piece. You're going to go ahead and trace it off, just like you see me doing, like this. Trace it. After doing that, you're going to go down by 2 inches all around, and then cut it out. So this is what the front facing looks like. You're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the back of this dress, just like you see me doing. Also trace it out, go out by 2 inches, and then cut it out to get the back facing for this dress. Now to place the facing, you're going to make it right side to right side, and I'm going to sew in by 1/2 inch. You do the same for the front and back of this dress. After joining the facing for the dress, this is what the front looks like. I've gone ahead to iron it, and now to join the shoulder to the shoulder, this is how I'm going to be joining the shoulder to the shoulder, just like I'm doing like this. Now for the sleeves of this dress, I'm using a slash and spread method. I've gone ahead to draft the basic sleeve pattern. So I've gone ahead to make 2 points on the sleeve. This is how I'm going to be slashing it. I'm going to take the line to the top part of the sleeve. So this is me just ruling the line to the top part. Now on these ruled lines, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to slash to the very top of this, but making sure I do not cut off the pattern completely, just like you see me doing. This is how to slash. Now I'm going to be placing this on a fabric, so please pay attention. This is how you're going to be placing it on the fabric. As you can see, you're going to pin the beginning of this fabric to the beginning of the paper, and then from the point where you slash, you're going to spread to whatever number you want. I wanted to use 4, but I tried to use 4.5. So this is me. I've taken my measurement to 4.5, and I've just spread it, and I'm trying to use my pins to pin them in place. I'm doing the same thing for the second part of this slash, after which I'm going to be tracing with my chalk, and then I'm going to be cutting out. So this is how easy it is to do the slash and the spread method. As you're cutting off your pattern, you can decide to go up by 2 inches so that the fringe details or the feather details will make up for it. But I decided to do full length. And after getting the sleeves for this dress, next thing is to go in with your feather details. I didn't want the satiny part of this to be visible to the front. This is how closed and covered I want it to look like. So I'm going to go in and fold this fabric that like I'm trying to do a hem. You're going to fold it like you're trying to hem it, and then you're going to place it on the wrong side of this dress, that's on the back. So this is just like I'm doing like this. You're going to place it on the back, so when you turn it over to the right side, this is exactly what it's going to look like. If you don't get what I'm saying, please watch what I'm doing. After sewing it, this is what the sleeves look like. As you can see, it's coming out very well. Next thing is to bring the armhole of this dress. You're going to place it, give a notch at the middle part of the sleeve, and you're going to place it to the shoulder point. You're going to pin it, and then you're just going to sew it by 1/2 inch to the end of both sides. So pin it off and just sew it. After sewing it, this is exactly what it looks like. As you can see, this dress is coming out nicely. This is what it looks like in front. I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other sleeve. The next thing after that is to go ahead and put in my zip and also close the zip part. That's the back of this dress. I'm just measuring where my zip is going to stop. After that, I'll go ahead, sew in my zip, and then I'll close the dress. I've gone ahead to do just that. So this is the zip, this is the neckline. This is exactly what it is looking like. It's coming out very well. The next thing you're going to do is to join both sides of this dress using your allowance from the sleeve to the end of the dress. But before that, I realized that I've not done the fringe detailing that is going to be on the bust part of this dress. So I was just going in by, I think, 8 inches, and then I'm going to go out by 5. The width is 5. I decided to come in by half inches just to give it like a rounded looking effect. So I'm just going to place the fringe over there. This time around I'm using a gum instead of sewing. So I'm just placing it carefully and gently to follow the lines that I've already made. If you're using a gum, please be careful. Don't let the gum touch the ruffles or the feathers and other parts of the dress. So you just have to be careful. This is me doing it gently. After doing that, I'll go ahead and go down by ½ inch. But remember, there's going to be a pocket on this dress, so I'm going to go down by 8 inches from my armhole. So take your arm from your armhole, you measure 8 inches, and then after marking the 8 inches, you're going to go down by 7 inches. And then you do the same for the other side of the dress. You go down by 8 inches, you also go down by 7 inches, which will be the opening. The pocket is supposed to be 7 inches, that's the standard. So what I'm going to do is to sew on from the sleeve using 1 inch. I'll stop at the first line that I have already made, give a space of 7 inches, and then I'll tack it and go down and continue. Now for the pocket, you're going to get a fabric that is about 12 inches long and 7 to 8 inches wide. So this is me trying to measure 12 inches. I'm just going to trace out what I'll be needing for the pocket. This is me tracing it out so it will be easy for me to form the pocket. After tracing it out, I'm just going to give it like a nice curve so it will be able to fit the hand better. This is just the old method of cutting pockets. This is me just trying to trace it off. After doing that, I said I want my pocket to be a little smaller, so I went in and traced it out some more. So this is what it's going to look like when you are done. You're going to have 4 pieces of this. Now to place the pocket, please pay attention. You're going to pick one side of the fabric. You're going to place one side of the pocket on one side of the fabric. So it's like the both side of the fabric gets one side of the pocket each, just like I'm doing like this. Please watch carefully. You're going to take the other one and you're going to place it also on the other side of the fabric. You're going to pin it just to make sure they are even in length. After pinning it, this is me just trying to pin it. After pinning it, you're going to go in.
May I see?
You're going to close it, and then you're just going to stitch it and close it to get your pocket. Close it. So this is what it's going to be like. This is exactly how you achieve your pocket. So I'm going to go in and stitch it, then I'll bring it back. After joining each side of the pocket to each side of the fabric, I decided to bring it back to show you what it will look like just before you close it to get your pocket. So I've stitched each side of the pocket to each side of the fabric. Now I've gone ahead to join the both sides together. This is exactly how it's going to look. The next thing you're going to do is to go ahead and hem the edges of this, and your dress is ready. So if you've stuck to the end of this video, thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share, and turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified whenever I make a new post. Thank you.